My neighbor has a habit of always trying to guess what I'm doing. It's gone from funny to terrifying. This might be one of the most disturbing things I've read. This one comes from r/sleep. I've seen a lot of people bring this one up. There must be some unwritten law of the universe that guides the relationships with your neighbors. I think I speak for everybody when I say that there's a specific type of dynamic you only get to have with them. Yeah, I know how you look like, but I can't say another thing about you. I have no idea what your last or first name is. Usually, you only remember one of them, and I know where you live, obviously, but I couldn't name a single thing about your life. Yeah, I'd feel odd if you died, but I wouldn't necessarily feel bad. You get me, there's at least one neighbor you have this relationship with. For me, it is Mrs. Varelli. I did not give a f about her, and neither did she about me. We rarely met. I'm divorced in my 30s, and she's in her 60s, often wakes up before I leave for work to walk her dog, and I never see her after dark. She looks bad, her eyes are sinking into her face and her hands are rotten and twitchy. A crooked nose, fragile gray hair, almost balding if you ask me. She's a little mean. I greeted her once or twice, and she didn't respond at all. I only know her name because it's written on her mailbox in the building lobby, and I obviously didn't write it here. I changed some letters for anonymity. She lives above me sometimes. She's really loud for an old lady. My guess is that she has her granddad's over because I hear a lot of stomping at night. She also keeps her TV on at odd hours, blasting all kinds of channels. I have no idea what this lady likes to watch. Again, it makes sense for her to have granddads over since sometimes there's kids' channels blasting at full volume. My ceiling literally vibrates still to put that on at 3 a.m. She's kind of a grandma. Once I couldn't stand it anymore and yelled at her to quit it. Hey mom, I got up on the table and banged on the ceiling. Quit it, the f***. The obnoxious music went on for another 10-15 seconds. Then it stopped. I remained on the table waiting. Please stop blasting your at 4 in the morning. Sorry, I heard her. You banged on the ceiling? Yeah, but you had to jump on a table to do that? I found it funny. Yeah, I bet you had to jump on a table to do that. I found it funny. Yeah, actually, that's what anger will do to you, ma'am. Since you're such a good guesser, what am I doing now? She stopped. I creep her back to the peephole and watched the hallway for what felt like hours, but I caught no movement. She either left before I could reach the peephole, literally sprinting or leaping to the stairs, or waited crouched down for hours. I didn't know what was creepier. I didn't sleep all night after that. As dawn crept into my bedroom, I stared out the window and saw her casually walking her dog, as if she hadn't just terrorized the shit out of me. In the sunlight, she seemed almost normal, a regular old lady. Who would have guessed that she was catsuit crazy during the night? When I knew she was gone, I finally got dressed and went to work. I was late, of course. I came back after dark and ran into another neighbor. We'll call her Sandra. I practically grabbed her. She was obviously paralyzed and stared into my eyes with a fear I'd never known. I hadn't realized how it looked like. A 36-year-old male grabbing my 20-something neighbor and forcing her to look at me. Sandra, I'm sorry. I haven't slept all night. You know Mrs. Varelli? Her eyes tamed down a little. Yeah, she lives above you, sir? Yeah. Did she ever talk to you? She scared the shit out of me last night. Stopped at my door at 2 a.m. and started singing. Sandra frowned. Mrs. Varelli? Yes, we sometimes talk through the walls. It sort of started when I banged on her ceiling to quit blasting the TV so loud, and I thought we became friends after that, but she's crazy. She shook her head. The apartment above you. Yeah, isn't that where Mrs. Varelli lives? Old thin hair, walks her dog every morning? Yeah, but Mrs. Varelli is deaf and mute. You never noticed she never said a word to us. She never hears us. Her daughter visited her like 2 years ago and told me that there's no way you've been talking to her. Thanks for listening, and I'll see you soon.